Welcome, everyone, to the Pima Show. I'm Sherry Gyro, your host, and with me is Hayden Snell. He is a graduate from Pima Community College in the film department. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We were talking earlier about you've never really done this before, but you've been in front of the camera before studying film. Talk about what you were doing.
So I started as a student here at Pima, I believe in 2014, and I graduated in December of 2019. So I was kind of here on and off for a while. I started out, I just kind of discovered the film program because I was sort of lost in life and didn't know what I wanted to do at that point and had a bad experience. I graduated from high school in 2011, and then I had a bad experience. I went to the U of A for one semester, and I just kind of did that because I thought that was the typical path that people did. I was like, okay, when you graduate from high school, you go to college. And the unfortunate attitude was that the U of A is where you go if you're like a normal student, and Pima is where you go if you're poor.
Right.
Or got really bad grades. And I was like, okay, neither of those totally apply to me, so I guess I'm going to the U of A. So I started at the U of A, and I had 4 classes my first semester, and 2 of them were in Centennial Hall with 400 people. And there was just no possible way to get to know your teacher. It was...
Or see the board, for that matter.
There was no, like, our attendance was, they made you buy this clicker from the bookstore that was like $400. And it was just a little, like, digital calculator looking thing that had very simple buttons on it that the teacher would put up a presentation at the beginning of class every day. And you just had to answer a question A, B, C, or D with your clicker, and that was how she took attendance, because there's no way you can even know every student's name. And so,
that just was not for you.
No. So I dropped out. I did pretty bad that semester. I dropped out. And then I found Pima mostly, I think what happened was that my mom found a brochure for Pima's film program at the library or something.
Yeah.
And she brought it home, and she was just like, hey, you like watching movies? And I was like, yeah, sure. And so I came here and gave it a try. And that was really how it all started, which is kind of a funny story, because I've talked to so many students that were like hardcore film lovers from childhood and can tell you like the story of when they watched all these super famous movies when they were like 3 years old. And I'm like, I didn't have any of that. I just found it because I was lost, and then pretty immediately fell in love. I had a screenwriting class in 2014 with Drew Castalia, who no longer teaches here, but he was an amazing teacher, and he and Robert Loomis, who currently runs the film program, are basically the reasons I'm still here. I just loved their classes and their teaching styles, and
you said you're still here even though you graduated. You're working here now, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I graduated in 2019, and then I left and got a job somewhere else, and then I took a trip right after COVID. So COVID happened in 2020. And then right after COVID was kind of ending, as the vaccine was starting to come out and people were starting to be encouraged to go out into the world again, I decided I wanted to do my first big vacation travel alone. I'm in a wheelchair. And so that's the unique part of that is I was like, okay, I'm going to go see what traveling in big cities is like in a wheelchair.
See how people treat you, see what, how far you can go.
Just if I can get around was the biggest lesson. So So I went to Boston, New York City, Washington, D.C., and Chicago.
Wow. All in one trip.
In the month of June in 2021, yeah. And I very quickly learned that it is not very accessible, even in some of the biggest cities in the world.
Isn't that crazy?
And so that was when I was like, okay, this is a major problem. I just graduated from a film school. I was not interested in documentary before, but I have always heard that if you find yourself faced with a story that you have to tell, then that's how you become a documentary filmmaker. And so I started taking some video, like halfway through that trip. I started just recording myself with my phone, and just showing all of these situations I would get into, places where it was completely inaccessible for anyone traveling alone in a wheelchair. And the reason why I never saw anybody else doing the same thing in that whole month of the biggest cities in the country, that I was doing. And so when I got home, I called up Loomis and I said, hey, I have this documentary that I'm now doing because I was faced with this problem when I was traveling, and I got to tell this story. And he goes, hey, I'm teaching the documentary class this semester. You should come hang out with us. And so I said, okay, that would be awesome. So I came back to Pima.
Oh, did you re-enroll?
And that's no, I just
came back
because
as a
I had
guest.
already graduated. I had already taken all the classes for the film program.
Yeah.
So he just invited me to come down and hang out with his class. And so I came down and just sat in with his documentary class, and they helped me workshop the little concept trailer that I was editing, putting together for my documentary. And it was super awesome. I made a lot of friends in those classes, and it was a super great time. And that was how I came back, and then I kind of just never left.
Do you have a copy of that documentary that we could show?
I have the concept trailer, so I don't.
Okay.
It's still a work in progress. I'm still waiting to figure out how to finish the final big feature film. But,
well, you'll have to share it with us when you get
absolutely.
it. Yeah, for sure. I'm not saying by any means I've been in your place, but as a former journalist, I actually did a whole sweeps series. Sweeps. I'm dating myself saying that. We used to have this thing called ratings, and like twice a year we would get rated by Nielsen, and that told advertisers how much you would make,
right.
And so that they would go, oh, this channel makes, has more viewers than that one.
Right.
So we would do these special stories to get more viewers. So I did a whole sweeps piece on people who were disabled and what it was like to be like them.
Oh, really?
And so I got in a wheelchair.
Oh, wow.
And I rode around Monterey and tried to get to the beach, couldn't get to the beach. Tried to get to the bank, couldn't get into the bank. It was amazing how inaccessible things really are. But what I did discover is how incredibly nice people are and how willing they are to help you get there if you can't.
That's the biggest reason why, well, it's one of the biggest reasons why I was like, okay, I just need to make this documentary to show people what's going on, because every time I would go out during that trip and spend the day out from my hotel and then come back and talk to the person working at the lobby, they would be super nice and super open to hearing all of the difficulties that I encountered. But they would also be like, I just never thought about that. I've never had that experience, so I never thought that would be an issue. And I'm like, that's the reason why you don't see anyone else like me doing what I'm doing. Yeah. Because a lot of people can't even leave their house. And that's a major problem. And so it's sad. That's what I'm trying to fix.
Yeah. Well, good for you for doing that. You're very, very talented and very, what am I trying to say? Ambitious.
Thank
right?
you.
Good for you. So you work here now at Pima.
Yes.
What do you do?
So I work in the film lab, which is the room that exists for all of the film students to come and hang out and work on whatever projects they have for classes. We have 12 or 13 computers in there that they can edit on, and we have an audio booth to record any Foley or ADR that they need for their projects. And then we also have a big green screen wall in there. And so and then the other big part of my job is the back room in our film lab is where we keep all of our film department equipment. So we have a whole range of cameras in there, from like simple Handycam camcorders up to Netflix approved professional cameras that people can shoot movies that could be bought by any of the major streamers.
Wow. That stuff is exciting to me because we have fun toys like that in our department.
Right.
So, of course, it fascinates me.
Yeah.
But if there's other students out here who are watching, because this show is for students, if they're out here watching, maybe somebody might be a little bit interested. What would you want to tell them?
So the biggest thing that I was trying to encourage, and it's been very successful, and I'm super happy with it, when I got hired, is that I want to encourage everyone to come hang out in the film lab.
Yeah.
If they want to. It's
even if they're not a film student.
It's a film student room for, like, if film students are working on projects, you got to be nice and not disturb them and stuff. But so last semester, toward the end of last semester, I started a film club, which we all call Fight Club now. It's a acronym, but everyone just loves referring to it as Fight Club. So that's on Wednesdays at 4 p.m. We meet in the film lab, and it's become a hugely successful thing. We have our meeting sizes are now usually the size of full classes.
Wow.
And we have collaborations with, we're doing filming for the theater department right now. They're putting on the production of Night of the Living Dead, and so we're collaborating with them on that. And then we're working with people outside of Pima too. We connected with Southern Arizona Film Society to put together a short film showcase that's just for the Tucson community. Anyone, it's not just a Pima thing, but it's anyone who likes film. It's at Pigeon Palace Arts on every first Friday of the month at 7 p.m. So the next one's this Friday.
Great.
And we have merch, and we have
you meet how often do you meet?
So we meet every Wednesday at 4 p.m.
Oh yeah, you said that.
Yeah. So that's what I'm encouraging everyone to come to. That's open to anyone, even if you're not a film student. It's just anyone who wants to be around the things that we're creating and doing, and anyone who has any interest in art at all. I mean, the really cool thing about film is that basically every art form goes into making a movie. And so we have graphic design students who are part of the club, and we have people interested in music, and then I already talked about the theater department. Mm-hmm. We have all kinds of different students who are super into the club. It's super cool. And my main goal for that is to just be inviting to everyone. Just let everyone know that you're all welcome. Please come to the film lab at 4 p.m. on Wednesdays.
That's
and
great.
You can join us.
Do you have to be a student?
No.
You can just be anyone.
Anyone, yeah. I mean,
wow.
As we have people that, so there's a monthly film mixer that Film Tucson puts on at a random restaurant or bar or something around town. That's for just filmmakers in the community to mingle, network, and talk and drink and have fun. And we've met people there that are coming to the club too.
Yeah, it's a great way to meet people.
I really want to just encourage. It's the big thing that part of my story being in a wheelchair is that obviously things I talked a little bit about the difficulties with travel, and it hasn't always been super easy to feel accepted in the world and feel like I fit in, and that's, I feel like, what Pima has done super well, and so that's what I'm trying to continue and encourage with the club, especially, is just let everyone know that you're all welcome, and this is a place that everyone does belong, no matter how you feel.
Pima is really good at that.
Yeah,
is helping a student find their niche,
right,
and find where they are welcome and find where they can succeed and excel.
Yeah.
I think Pima does a great job with that.
Exactly.
You know who you should have in your club as a speaker is Edgar Soto. Have you heard of him?
I have, yeah. I've met him.
Yeah. Oh, you
Uh-huh.
have?
Yeah.
Okay. So for those who might not know, he is the president of the Desert Vista campus. But he's also on it's like a Tucson Film and Sports Commission.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Tucson or it might be Southern Arizona. And he's trying to rekindle the film industry in Tucson, because Tucson used to have a pretty deep film industry with deep roots, with a lot of cowboy type theme films and other kinds of films, and then it kind of died down. And I think he's trying to revive that. And so maybe have him in your group.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I would love for anyone that wants to come join us. Welcome to join. Anyone that wants to come speak, I will try to be reaching out to people and just invite people to be guests. If they don't want to come regularly, that's fine too. I just want to let everyone know that it's a place that anyone's welcome to come whenever they want.
That is so cool, and I'm hoping lots of students are watching this, so that they can be encouraged by you.
Please know that you don't have to be a film student. Please come to the lab at 4 p.m. on Wednesdays.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, Hayden, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to end this with our famous little picture.
Cool.
Because you're going to get on our wall of fame.
Awesome.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you very much for joining us, Hayden.
Thank you so much.
Okay, everyone, that's going to do it for the Pima Show. We'll see you next time.